Hi guys, it's Dr. George here for Tucked In Tuesdays. And if you all watched yesterday, I had someone with superpowers, and I have someone for another week, and I do not do Tucked In Tuesdays without my hoodie. So for we have someone with superpowers this week, and I'm going to bring Timmy and his mom. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
So this is Timmy. So mom, before we get started about Hannah's Down syndrome superpower. So we have Hannah here, and we all know that Timmy is not Hannah. Timmy is Timmy. Timmy, how old are you?
16.
16, so a young man. So, mom, when we're going through this book, you'll simply tell us, that's a misconception, not the case. But you got special guest coming in. That's Mike. And Mike said, I knew that I needed to be online to hear this story. Yes, Mike, you did. So last week was autism, Mike. So this one is Down syndrome. So you'll learn a lot about it. Mike has autism, and he always fact check every book I have. He lives in Florida. So hi, Pop, Ava, Ari. Hello, how are you? They're regulars here. And so go ahead and share this post because this will help children. Sometimes we see people who look differently and we think we have to act differently, but they're normal, just like us. And their way of communication will be a little bit different, or maybe, and maybe not. So let's see. So this is Hannah. This says, hi, my name is Hannah, and I have magical superpowers. And so does Timmy. Timmy has magical superpowers. So I might not actually live in a real castle or have a magic wand, but that doesn't mean I don't have superpowers. My superpowers come from my Down syndrome abilities. And my Down syndrome abilities come from an extra chromosome. I know what you're thinking. What in the world are chromosomes? How did I end up with an extra? And why does the number even matter? So, Mom, you have any input about that one page?
Yes, they call that the love gene. Just saying. So most people with Down syndrome just are very affectionate, loving people. And that's one of their superpowers. And it's because of that extra gene.
I absolutely love that. I want the love gene. I want to love like they love because it's without fault. It's unconditional. So here's our question. Chromosomes are tiny strands that look like threads. They're so small you can only see them with a very powerful microscope. They are in every cell of every living thing, like me and you and my puppy Pancho. Chromosomes tell your body how to grow. Most people have 23 pairs of chromosomes. A pair means two, so that makes 46 total. But kids with Down syndrome have an extra one on the 21st chromosome, which gives them 47. This changed the way my brain and body develop. And poof, just like that, they have superpowers. So that's how that chromosome works. They get an extra one. So let's see. Did you know most kids with Down syndrome have certain things in common? Our almond-shaped eyes and somewhat flatter profile make our faces look similar. Some of us even have a single straight line across our palms. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Both boys and girls can have Down syndrome, but it's not scary and you can't catch it. Kids with Down syndrome are just like kids without Down syndrome. We are more alike than different. So let me tell you about my superpowers. So, Mom, educate me. I didn't know that was a thing. So tell me a little bit more about that. Go ahead.
Well, there's several things that are common amongst Down syndrome that they didn't mention, and one of them is like trying to pull his foot up. There's between the big toe and that first toe, there's an extra gap there, so it's like normally the toes are together like this, but on Down syndrome, there's like an extra gap there, and on their eyebrows tend to grow more across the center than separate, so that, and then yes, the bones, the facial muscles, bones around the nose and the sinuses just tend to be a little bit flatter, and a lot of times they'll have like an underbite, so that the jaws don't quite meet up, but they can have braces. That's one thing, like people I've looked at, if he needed braces, I was going to get him braces, and people were like people with Down syndrome have braces. Yes. Which he ended up not needing them. He has a beautiful smile.
He does. Can we see your smile?
Show your teeth, son.
Oh yes, better than mine. Because
So let's what else?
Beautiful natural smile.
There's the toe, there's the eyebrows, there's the nose. Oh, he has a congenital heart disease. Oh, not it's not really a disease, but there is a heart condition, malformation or whatever that he's had corrected for the most part, and several of his friends have. So when they're born, they immediately check them for heart defects because that's fairly common. And so yeah, he's
Oh,
pretty tough.
wow. So Mike said, I agree with that. I know some adults with Down syndrome, and they are some of the greatest people I know. That's absolutely right, Mike. Angelique said, hello. She loves you. She told me she loved you so much. That's Malachi's mom. She was on last week. And Jamie, I didn't know that. Me either, Jamie. And I think I read this book before, but it's always good to hear from someone who walks in the shoes. So my first superpower, so this is what I'm going to ask you, okay, Timmy? My first superpower is that I'm a fun friend. Are you a fun friend, Timmy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love fun and I love friends. If you're playing or having a good time, I want to join in. So when your friends are doing something, do you want to go ahead and do what they're doing?
Yeah.
So play dates, birthday parties, story time, coloring, using imagination, swinging, dancing, cars and trains, dolls, games, arts, crafts, puzzles, dressing up, singing, hanging out on the playground. What do you like to do, Timmy?
Okay. Swings and slide or movies
He likes to organize his movies.
and
Dance.
yes, dance.
He loves to dance.
Oh, Timmy, I think you've just met somebody who loves to dance too.
And then
And basketball.
he loves basketball. He could throw 3-pointers all day long. Actually,
And make them all.
most of them. Probably
Timmy, does he play basketball at school?
not yet. He's homeschooled. He plays on Fridays with the homeschool group.
I do, in fact.
What?
I do, in fact.
He plays on a team. Well, we play with adaptive sports, but he is better than special needs, but his attention to rules, like the finer details of basketball, maybe not,
That's my same problem.
Yeah. He can shoot 3-pointers and, make shots in general, but like traveling and all that kind of stuff kind of is a problem. So that's why he hasn't played for like a city league or anything.
Well, that's why I'm 5'9" and never played basketball, because I tend to make my own rules. If I can get down there faster, I don't need to follow their rules. So I understand, Timmy. Same boat. So here are some tips for people that want to play with Timmy or other children that have Down syndrome. Your friend with Down syndrome wants to play and laugh. They want to be a good friend to you, so be a good friend to them. Sometimes you might have to show him and her how to share or take turns, or ask them to join you and your friends. If it can't always keep up, be patient and don't run off and leave them behind. If anyone is unkind or tries to bully your friend, always stick up for them. And so, do you have any extra tips about playing? Or Timmy, you want things to know, people to know about when you're playing? Anything you want them to know?
I think that more alike than different thing that they said at the first. I say that a lot on the internet. They want to do the same games and things everybody else is playing. Sometimes they don't catch on, or they don't get the finer points of something. But the most devastating thing is when they just give up and leave them. But what was I going to say besides? Oh, his sister, he had a sister. Well, both of his sisters were older than him and were in school at the same time. So to say that he had a protective detail when he was in public school, his sister that's a year and a half older than him was very much, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Protected you on the playground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Sometimes you need a protector as an adult as well. Yeah, unfortunately. Yes, you. A fun part of my superpower training is learning several simple signs. Sometimes they talk with words and sign language. So, Timmy, do you do any sign language?
Yeah.
He used to do a little now, not so much, but signs.
Okay. The older I get, I use sign language less and words more. So that exactly what you said. So some of the first signs they learn, Timmy, do you remember what this is?
Right here.
I'm doing it wrong.
To eat.
Yeah.
To eat. Yes. So the adults out there, if you don't want people to know you're hungry, you look at your friend and you go, and they'll know you want to eat. So there you go. The next one here.
What does that mean?
Thirst.
Thirst. He said thirst. Drink.
Thirst. Well, that's even better. And then this, I know this.
What is this?
Done.
All done. Yeah.
All done. Oh, Timmy, look at you. And then this one is.
I don't know that
Yes.
one.
That means help, that you need help.
Oh,
Palm helps the top hand up. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, like this. So this is the picture. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right
We haven't had to say help in a long time. But
That's a good thing.
his favorite signs were the food signs.
Oh, the food sign. What about this one? Oh, banana.
What's this? You remember? More.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
more. I know that one because eat and give me more of what I'm eating. And then play when somebody wants to play. And then this one,
that's father.
father or dad. And then mom is down below. And then this is my favorite. When I was in education, I love for kids to do that because it's manners.
What is it? Say it.
It's like I use my words now.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Please. ASL. And then thank you is here. And then, oh, Jamie. So Jamie's on here. And Jamie is the owner of Sagin Sweet. She's a single mom that has a cookie business. So Jamie, here you go. Right here is cookie. Is it? Did I do it right?
Dancing cookies like this.
Oh, cookies. Okay, I saw the little twisting. So cookies like this, Jamie.
It's like a cookie cutter, like you're cutting.
Like a cookie cutter. Well, thank you. And then I love you, of course.
I love you.
So Timmy, you taught her something. Mike says he loved ASL, and Jamie says she's going to remember the cookie. So you taught her something. How about that? So here are helpful hints with friends. Your friend with Down syndrome usually understands what you're saying, even if it doesn't always seem like it. Talk to him or her like you talk to all your other friends. Sometimes you may need to use fewer words, but for the most part, they like to listen to conversation, and it helps to make them feel included. If they're young and have a hard time using words, learn simple sign language, and they'll eventually be able to tell you what they want. It may take a little longer, but just keep smiling, chatting, and playing with them. Any advice that you have?
I think that's it. Just don't give up. And sometimes people ask me or his sisters, kind of to translate, like, okay, I've been trying. I don't know what he wants. And usually it's very obvious after you know what it is. But because he speaks very well, but like when he gets tired or if he has a sinus infection, that seems to really affect how clear his words are. So, that's the thing. Just give him some grace and be patient and persistent. Come back and keep trying.
I love that. That's some great advice. I need to remember that for everybody. Everybody needs a little grace. Now, here's that special thing that you do so well. Another one of my superpowers is what I like to call the power of love. Books are written about it. People sing about it. I live it. My mom says I'm friendly and outgoing to almost everyone. I love to give people hugs, kisses, and smiles, even people I don't know, because I'm a cutie and most people hug me right back. So tell us about that. Timmy, do you want to say anything about love?
Yes, look at me. Look at her. You give lots of love. You give lots of hugs.
Yeah, Alex.
He has lots of friends everywhere we go. Huh.
So I have a question, Timmy. What do you see in people that makes you want to hug them?
Well, I can tell you if they're even a moderately cute girl, a grown woman, he likes the ladies.
You like the ladies?
Yeah.
He's a little shy about that one. I can tell, but you're so handsome. I would
You-
think they would walk up to you and hug you first.
They do, especially the older ladies. Oh my gosh, they dote on him so much. It's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. So here's some hints for the friends. Just like you have your own unique and special personality, your friend does too. They also have the same feelings you do. They can be happy, they can be sad, they can be grouchy, loving, exciting, scared, relaxed, or frustrated, calm, or upset. Sometimes they may want to just show affection, and sometimes they don't. Hugs are nice, but if only if someone wants them, ask first. And when your friend hugs you, hug them back. And if you're uncomfortable hugging someone you don't know well, it's okay to say you only give hugs to your family and close friends. So look at that. That love that we talked about. So, Timmy, do you get mad sometimes?
Not very often, but he does.
Not.
Mainly it's me when I'm trying to make him do chores and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a typical 16-year-old that's like today, what'd you want to do instead of helping me in the house? You want to go play basketball?
Yeah.
So I wanted him to vacuum the living room rug, but he wanted to play basketball. So I said, well, you can play basketball, but you had to do that first, right?
Yeah. I love the yeah.
Well, he takes percussion lessons at the house. The drum instructor was about to be here. And so I was like, well, you can play outside until he gets here, but you've got to do your chores. So, he's a typical teenager. You just got to stay after him and don't, a lot of people cut them more grace than they like. Now, I say, let them get away with more than they should. What I found out is he's smart and he can maybe sometimes identify people who will let him get away with things, and he will maximize that superpower.
Nice way of putting it. A very nice way. So, my superpower of terrific truster. So, it means I completely trust people all the time. This goes along with my power of love. I assume everyone loves me and wants the best for me. One time, there was a guy eating chips at the park and he held out his bag. How could I resist? Smiling, I walked right over and ate some. That made my mom frown. She worries I'll trust someone who doesn't have my best interests at heart. So they have some help for the friends. Your friend with Down syndrome is probably super friendly. Sometimes that can be a problem. They may not be aware of stranger danger. Help keep them safe by encouraging them not to talk or hug people they don't know. And if they look like they're wandering off from the group, just bring them back. So, you got any oh, this is a special one. So, you see this lady here, Kylie Green, Timmy? She's in London.
Oh, wow. Hello.
So, you have someone from London, and tell us what time it is over there, Kylie. But that's Kylie Green. She's from London. So, what are some Mom, I saw you make a face about his special power being trust. Does he have a story or you have a story?
When he was little, he was definitely like exceeded and like just whatever. Like he would go with whoever. Now he's learned stranger danger. I actually have homeschooled him since COVID, and because I'm with him all the time and we're everywhere, he's learned, like it's okay to talk to people, but you cannot go into other people's space. You have to, like if I can't touch you when we're out in public, if I can't literally reach out and touch you, then it's too far. But now that he's 16 and I will like let him go like one aisle over without me, but he knows not to not to really talk to people or go, in their space. But it is terrifying though. When he was little, we were in IKEA in Houston, and he literally almost left the building in a matter of 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of the store, but he knew that there was like I'm not going to say secret passage, but there was a door that went from the kitchen area out to the playground area. And a nonverbal child with special needs, that gets away from you or with another person or whatever, nothing more terrifying. Nothing more terrifying in the world. So luckily, we identified him immediately, well, within 3 minutes probably, but he learned that frown mom gave about the chips and everything. Like, yeah, they can learn.
They can learn.
Yeah.
Well, Kylie said it's 1:50 in the morning.
What you doing, girl?
Kylie has a wonderful story while she's up, but she's getting her bedtime story, just like the children that are waiting. Now, Angelique says, hi, hello, Timmy. Mike said, cool, Kylie. And Mike said, IKEA's a huge store. The one near me is very large. Yes.
Yes.
So here's their other superpower. Sometimes my friend Jacob feels frustrated by his super sensory controller. Every single person has a sensory system. The sensory system is part of how we see, hear, taste, smell, touch, and even move. When it comes to sensory issues, kids with Down syndrome can be seekers, avoiders, mom, or a little of both. And so Patricia George Broussard says, this is so beautiful. Thank you, Aunt Belinda. You're welcome, my sweet niece. So seekers don't get enough sensory information or are undersensitive to their surroundings. So they might spin and rock, grind their teeth, enjoy bright lights, love to be hugged tightly, or chew or lick things. Does he have any other sensory seeker things?
No.
No. Then the avoiders get too much sensory information, are oversensitive to their surroundings, so they might decline certain clothes, refuse specific foods, freak out about dirty hands, panic around bright lights, or resist wearing shoes.
Well, we would fall in that category. He his main sensory things are around food. To tell you how sensitive he is, one time he got a snowflake in his mouth. He was just heaving and hawing, and like he doesn't eat anything dry or crispy or crunchy. What else is it you don't like? He doesn't drink any milk, but he'll eat yogurt. What else?
He's like
chicken nuggets, but only Chick-fil-A, and ones we cook at home because he likes them soggy. Which, anything else? He's really particular about some articles of clothing, but other clothes, like his basically shorts and undergarments from the waist down, he'll pretty much wear anything on top, but on the bottom, he's real sensitive. But you're pretty easy going about everything. I mean, like, I feel really lucky. I have friends who have way bigger fish to fry than we do. Like, we're good.
Good. My Mike says he falls into that category too. And Pop said milk, yuck. So he agrees with you. So they said some things that you can do to help. New places, people, and situations can be overwhelming. If your friend seems panicked, stay calm and try to figure out what's bothering them. They may be on overload. So take them someplace quiet where they can get away from bright lights and sounds and crazy chaos. And if they're seeking sensory input, help them to find safe options by asking the parents what activities would be good for them. So yes, Angelique said, yes, we're blessed. So I will tell you this, if I see someone chewing or licking something they haven't, I would just tell their parent, a kid, like they're doing this, and that way they don't feel as embarrassed, I would think.
And I have to tell you, I've never heard of it put in terms like that. So I think that's something I'm going to have to look into, because it's a thing. That is definitely a real thing. But I've never heard it put in those two camps or categories. So that is.
And that's what I love when you have, because you write a book and it's about Down syndrome, but every book, if he wrote his own book, Timmy wrote his own book, it would be totally different from Hannah's story. And there'll be some similarities. So every great superhero has a team of super sidekicks. I started walking and talking later than other kids, so my team has been with me since I was little. My three favorite sidekicks are my therapists. Robin, who helps me with gross motor skills. Those are my big movements. I do it my body. We work on balance and muscle strength, and we also ride a bike and walk up and down stairs. So then Do you want to tell us about your physical therapist, Timmy?
Well,
Do you remember them?
I do, in fact.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I do a white bike, too.
Oh,
You ride bikes?
we bought him a trike. It's a 3-wheel bike, and he learned at the Ark how to ride the bike, and now since we bought him one at home, he's been riding it. Um, your therapist that I can think of right now, the only name that comes to mind is Laura Beth Waller. I mean, he's had many because he was considered medically fragile until he was like 4 or 5. So he had an occupational therapist and a physical therapist and a
Pat, speech pathologist.
pathologist. Yeah.
Those are the ones that are mentioned. And the occupational therapy helps them with fine motor skills, and the speech pathology helps them with sign language or signs or gestures or pictures to encourage them. And so he was right. You named them all, Mom, all 3 therapists. So let's find this out. Now, this will be pretty neat. Miss Angelique said, yes, the ARC introduced that bike to Malachi as well. So fabulous flexibility.
Huh.
I can get into all kinds of crazy positions. I really like to sit with my legs crossed and my feet pulled up where I can see them. That's what he was doing earlier. My body is so loose and relaxed that my mom sometimes says I look like a wet noodle. But technically, that's called hypotonia. You say it like this, hypotonia. It's a big word, but all it means is that there's a lack of tone in the muscles that makes me look and feel like a floppy doll. And that makes everything like standing, walking, and talking extra effort. So I saw you light up, Mom.
Yes. Well, he's built up quite a bit of muscle from playing sports, basketball, and dancing. So he looks muscular now, but he's still super stretchy. He can do the Chinese splits, like, like sideways, like straight out, and twist his hip, like flip his hips in that. It's concerning to people who don't normal. Like that's, but yeah, he doesn't do it that often anymore, but when he did it a lot, when he found out, everybody was like, what? And he would just do it, randomly, and people were just, what is happening? So yes, soup. And oh my gosh, and when he would get in trouble, every little kid tries to squirm out of your arms whenever you try to grab them, and they don't, they're trying to run away or whatever. But the girls would say he would just ooze out of your arm. He would just go into limp noodle mode, and you just couldn't hold on to him.
Oh, wow. Now that's something I didn't know. That's something I didn't know. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's like trying to hold to an otter or something. I don't know.
that's a wet otter. Now, the next superpower that family and friends, may find it frustrating, stupendous stubborn streak. If I don't want it to happen, it's not going to happen. I can be super duper stubborn. Well, most of the time. My mom says with a little coaxing, my he loves this part. Unless I'm scared because I don't understand what's going on and I don't know how to tell you, or I don't think I can do it, then good luck with that. So, Timmy, have you ever been this stubborn like this?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I've learned something about Timmy. You can get a straight no or a straight yes, but if it's going to make him a little bit questionable, it'll be meh.
Yeah. Well, he's over here doing this. Like he knows, like mainly it's around like, well, because he had those heart surgeries and stuff. He doesn't like any kind of medicine or no band-aids or anything like that. It takes like 4 people to put an IV in him. Like, I mean, when I say, I mean, when he would go to the dentist when he was little, or a haircut. I mean, just simple stuff. He would fight so hard he would have like broken blood vessels in his face.
Oh my.
It was pretty rough. Now he's super good at all of that, but like sometimes,
Good.
sometimes he doesn't want to take a shower, something silly like that, because he wants to do something else. And it's like, you know, they told me when he was little to treat him like you do all the other kids. So he knows now if he gets a certain response from me, like we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way, but you're going to do it. Just because you put your foot down, I'm definitely going to make you do it. So he's learned and he's super responsible. Now he pretty much just does what he needs to do. Like he knows that he needs to take a shower. He knew, brush your teeth. Like he used to fight that, but now he knows that is happening. It's just happening.
Just do it.
Till tomorrow.
So, Timmy, if you're being stubborn, mom needs to find out why, and because there's always a reason, and she may not know the reason, but that's when you use your words or your phrases to tell her. You just can't.
He said that's the opposite of true.
One way to remind mom that why you need to do something, she may have to remind you. And she may say things like, we need you to brush your hair or we need you to go to the store. And you have to do it. So you have to do it. So I'll tell you this, Timmy, if you were my kid or you were at my school and you put your foot down, I would say, your mom made that foot. She made that foot that you're putting down.
Billy.
So you might want to, he's like, Mom, don't. So great advice for that. We only got a few more. The next one is caring compassion. They show how much they love to be kind. If someone is upset or sad, they're quick to make the sign for cry or give them a big hug or a kiss. Or when they're sorry about something, they make the sorry sign by balling up the hand and the fist and rubbing it in a circle in their chest. A lot of times they'll rub their circle on the chest of the person that they hurt. So that's when they're really little. Damn. But so then everyone knows that superpowers come with positives and negatives. Some are not so great things with Down syndrome. And one of them is medical matters. And you talked about that in the beginning. So kids with Down syndrome can have many medical issues. Some of them are healthy with just developmental delays, which means they're a little bit behind in skills, but others have severe issues. Hannah's friend Caleb has scars on his chest from surgery for a heart defect he had when he was born. His heart didn't grow or work the way it was supposed to. Other kids may have stomach troubles that need surgery to fix, hearing or vision loss, or problems with their lungs. So, Timmy, do you have any medical problems?
Did you have open heart surgery?
Yeah.
Yes, he's got 3. He has a scar from here to here. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It's about 4 or 5 inches. And they call it the zipper club because they all it looks like a zipper. The scar looks like a zipper. And he had some hearing stuff earlier, but he got tubes and that helped. Pretty much other than that, I think you've been really healthy. A lot of his friends suffer with the sinuses and the ears a lot more than he does. He has pretty decent. His setup is more normal. Typical, I guess, is a better word. Typical than with Down syndrome.
Well, that's really neat. They said that kids need to know that they see many kinds of doctors, and that can be hard on them. So when they have doctor's appointments, just have a little patience the next day and do something nice to show you care. And they may not have a strong immune system. So sometimes Timmy might not be able to play with his friends or do anything, and his friends need to understand if they have a cold, it can make Timmy a lot sicker than it makes me with a cold. So just kind of stay away from him during that time. So do you have anything you want to say?
A lot of our friends have sleep apnea. And if they get a cold or allergies, like they really, really have trouble. And so then they have trouble at school or having trouble with their self-control because they're just exhausted all the time because they can't breathe when they lay down. So Timmy doesn't struggle with that so much anymore. When he was little, he did. We would wake up and he would be folded in half, sleeping with his face down between his knees. And they told us that was because he had sleep apnea, but he kind of, I guess, grew out of that. But he has other friends that have like severe breathing issues that have Down syndrome.
Oh, wow. But the last superpower, Timmy, is brilliant. You are, the family thinks that you're, and everybody you meet knows that you're brilliant and beautiful. And so your parents aren't sure what to expect when they first found out you had Down syndrome. They had no idea what a treasure you would be and how important you would be to the family. And whatever they're doing, you're right there with them, Timmy, doing it, going to the beach, headed to the lake, hanging out at the house. I'm so much like my brothers and other kids my age that sometimes my mom forgets all about my superpowers. She says I'm sweet, smart, eager to learn, gentle, kind, loving, funny, and the most beautiful gift. She may have mentioned the word strong-willed and stubborn too, but it's all good. So right there, Timmy,
Can you see her?
we right there, Timmy. Everybody loves you. So, Timmy, we're at the end of the book, but I do want to share one thing with you. Miss Netta is saying hello to us, and I know it's getting kind of late. I'm sleepy too. So, in the back of this book, he can write down his own superpowers, and then there's a poster for him in this book. And then at the end, there's a poster at the end, and it tells you a little bit about the superpowers can be frustrating or challenging for others. And sometimes they have to work really hard to get easy everyday things done. But I'm really just like other kids. Timmy loves his family. He loves his friends. He loves to have fun. Let me see if I can remember this. Timmy loves to organize his movies. Timmy loves to play basketball. He can shoot three pointers, but not so good with the dribbling and the traveling. But he has a homeschool team that he plays with on every Friday.
Yeah.
Adaptive team. And Timmy also likes to ride his bicycle, and he loves to dance, and he loves to hug pretty ladies, and pretty ladies love to hug him. And sometimes his mom makes him do stuff he doesn't always feel like doing. Did I get that right, Timmy?
Is that true? You want to he needs to shout out. You want to shout out to Miss Mary? I'm gonna
Oh, yes.
say, hey, Miss Mary. And he loves Miss Mary the most, sometimes than even his own mom, I think.
Are you going to say hello, Miss Mary, Timmy?
Say hi to Miss Mary.
Hey.
Hey.
He's like, hey.
That's heard the deep voice. Hi, Netta. So, Timmy, you'll be getting this book here. Mom, is there anything else or one takeaway that you want to share with everyone?
Well, here's a statistic that a lot of people don't know. Like we have some women in our area who have kids with Down syndrome that are, I think one of them was 19 and several of them are in their 20s. And people think just because you're older that you're going to be more likely to have a child with Down syndrome. But what I learned at the Texas Children's is it's only because there are fewer children being born to older women. So that makes your statistics higher, right? So there's a lot of people having babies in their 20s, so that kind of dilutes the number. So anyway, no matter what the case, if you have a child with Down syndrome, they absolutely add so much beauty and flavor to your family dynamic that it is nothing to be scared of at all. It's just absolutely, they're just a joy and a treasure, challenging for sure sometimes, but
Aren't we all?
my children say they make us better people.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, my daughters are almost 19, almost 20, and they just can't imagine life without him, huh?
Well, Timmy, Miss Patricia said, Timmy, you are amazing. Great job, Mom. And Angelique says, I love Timmy's personality. Timmy, is there anything you want to tell everyone that's listening? Anything you want to say?
Say something to her, Miss George. He's like, I'm on the spot. You want to tell the first thing about Down syndrome, about yourself?
Well, just me, my folks, my Lamar buddies.
His Lamar friends, we go to the Catholic Student Center at Lamar and have lunch with them on Tuesday sometimes.
Love that.
They love him so much. It's his sisters go to Lamar, and they've just taken him in as their little mascot.
I love that, Timmy. You're a little superhero in Beaumont.
Oh, he's all over the place. Yeah.
Well, Timmy, I'll be sending you this autograph book from Miss Lori Yarbrough, the author of the book, and this book was illustrated by Roxana
Okay.
Asalizlo. And so next week, Timmy, we'll have another superhero, Xander, cerebral palsy superpowers, and we'll have one of my coworkers, Greta Smith, and her daughter, Paige, on to tell us about this. And so, Mom, I want to tell you that
What's that?
just a blessing, a complete blessing that you've been tonight, educating us and the patience. And Timmy, thank you for your patience. I know that you all have. Timmy is Timmy modeling in the ARC fashion show. Well, if you haven't gotten your ticket, it's sold out. But the event, Timmy will be there modeling. And so will a lot of Timmy's friends, and they have lots of fundraising things to do. So, Timmy, are you excited about modeling, and have you done it before?
I'm still excited.
You're
He's-
still excited.
Yes, he has been on stage all but about 4 years since I think he was 3. So he's been doing it a long time. And
Well,
he's gonna go out this year with his buddy Miss Mary. They're gonna do the catwalk together, huh?
oh my! Can you show me your walk, Timmy?
Yeah.
You
Let me
gonna,
see your walk.
gonna do something sassy?
I can go straight in there.
Oh, he says
Oh,
he
you just walk straight in there. Well,
can't leave yet. Just wait.
It's cooler.
Oh, he says he's done.
oh, he's done. Well, Timmy, happy belated birthday. We saw your birthday was on the 11th. So we have your picture there. So happy belated birthday. Do you want me to sing to you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're the first person ever wanted to hear me sing, so I'm going to sing. Happy birthday. Well, you know what, Timmy? I sing this special one. This is written by Belinda George. Nobody else knows it. This is especially for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, happy, happy birthday, 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 happy. Have a happy birthday on your birthday. Eat some cake and play basketball. Have a happy birthday on your birthday. Did you like my song?
Yeah.
Oh, no, my husband is in there acting as if I was howling at the moon. So I'll be looking for you at the style show. Well, thank you all so much, and thank you for your patience.
Okay, we'll see you Friday then.
Good night. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.